Trash you the maid cause she bagged you. Yeah, she is savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Sassy, moody, nasty.
I know that's right.
Acting stupid, what's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Yeah, she is savage.
Hey, what's happening?
Classy, bougie, ratchet.
In other words, what it do, baby boo?
Moody, nasty.
Super bonus points if you guys know where What It Do Baby Boo is from. Without going to the Google or getting on your supercomputer in your pocket, let me know in the comments. You know, also, we've been talking all the time about how I'm sometimes sweet and always savage. Am I really savage? Or, you know, to anybody else, are you really savage? Or are you just drawing a boundary? Or are you just saying, you know, clear communication? Are you speaking the truth clearly, directly, honestly? At times where people don't usually do that, and it's confused with being savage, right? Like, is that, I feel like that is a real thing. And I'm sometimes sweet, sure, I have to sometimes put effort and extra patience into things, and then to be like, oh yeah, I'm always fucking savage. Well, I'm usually always direct, and sometimes that be hurting feelings. And I think that happens with other people too, right? So I don't know, just some food for thought. I'm so happy to be back recording another episode for you guys. And I wanted to do something a little bit different. And mainly because I got locked out of my Spotify for a while. And that was near heartbreaking, right? Like if you've checked out or if you follow my Spotify, like I make a playlist almost every episode. And I'm always making playlists, right? Because I love all kinds of music. I love me a good cover or remix, but you know, it's not just pop punk or emo. It depends. Am I trying to run? Am I trying to work out? Am I revisiting something? I'm not sure, but I love my playlist, and I got locked out of my Spotify, and I didn't think I was ever going to get back into it. Truly, I didn't know if I was going to ever be able to access the episodes, and you know, I don't know if you can tell, depending on what platform you listen to, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, they did away with like Google Podcasts, but depending on that, maybe you haven't checked out the playlist, and if you haven't, you should, because I finally got back into that gold mine, and I'm like, you know, I went and like followed my own self. I created a new temporary account. Yeah, I'm that kind of crazy, but I have like over 5,000 songs in just my liked songs, and that's almost like a different kind of playlist, right? Like I haven't attributed them to anything, but I make a new playlist every year. My daughter has one. Like it's just, there's a gold mine in there, right? And I don't know if you've noticed, but I took down a lot of episodes, and we will get into that in a minute, but I still have all the playlists for these episodes, right? So I thought, in honor of revisiting one of the episodes, we would just have that original playlist going in the background. And, you know, to keep it short and sweet, we'll get into that and dive deeper on a different day. But for another episode, another time, you know, maybe when I got a friend to join me in here or virtually. But either way, I wanted to take down episodes that I made with people that aren't really in my life anymore, or that I don't give a fuck about anymore, or maybe they did me dirty, or maybe I don't agree with them, or there's so many different things, right? Like we got the one episode, fuck Rick, and hashtag that shit all day long, because I'm saying that on the permanent record, like fuck that guy. Anyway, this particular episode, She Tatted Bro, this is the revisit. It's official. I recorded this episode June 17th of last year, or maybe I published it that day. I don't know. It was mid-June, right? And I'm just kicking it with my friend Katie. And she wanted to make this episode. This was more her vibe than mine. And it was a goal of hers to not have like a script, right? Now, I don't do the whole script thing. Like there's different platforms where you can actually... You can like type what your prompts are. You can have it, what's the word? Like a prompter, right? As you're recording. And I don't do that. But if you subscribe to the Patreon, then you see some of the behind the scenes stuff that nobody else does. So you've seen some of my notebooks, which I have like a dozen of the same ones, some of the stickers, some not. And depending on what show it is for, right? Depends on what content is in these, but I have like little bulleted things that I hand write, right? Like hey, don't forget to do my native blend ad. If I'm throwing y'all a Spotify ad, I got that in there. Sometimes I'm like, hey, cliffhanger, or, don't forget to say thank you, right? Like, don't forget to wrap up my episode and tell you guys thank you all, like, for listening. So it's not really like a script, but I put like little bulleted things on every page, right? If you see those behind the scenes things, what things are there purposefully, but then I just fill it out kind of like a form. And when I start my episode, sometimes I'll be jotting things down and I don't have a title yet, but I'll just be like, oh, talk about this, or it'll be a one-word blurb where you would have no idea, right? For example, if you saw the page I have out in front of me today, on the left-hand side, it just says in large letters, September, suicide prevention. Because this episode is going to drop in September, and September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, or Suicide Prevention Month. I'm not exactly sure on the phrasing of that, but it hits really close to home for me, and I feel very strongly about it. And sometimes I'll be like, hey, it's not about just providing a number out there. It's like being there for people. But we are so quick as people to not ask for help, and we are so quick to be like, oh, I'm here for you if you need me. But those people, me included, we're not going to say, hey, I need you, right? So we need to reach out and check on your people. My sister does this all the time, and she'd be like, I need a thumbs up, bitch. I mean, maybe not like that, but she's like, send me a thumbs up. Like, even if you're busy and you can't say something, like, I need a fucking thumbs up. And I like that check-in idea. But I just, I jot these things down, right? So it says September, suicide prevention, because I want to make sure that you guys know that we need to bring awareness to this all the time. And, you can follow the socials. You can send me a message. I don't want you to feel like you're alone, because I will sit with you in the dark. Hands down, all the time. It'll let me know if you're feeling some type of way, and we'll talk it out, because like they say, to write love on our arms, your story is important, and I want you to stay. So there's my little sweet spot for that. But, the whole point of this was to talk about how I want to revisit this previous episode. Since Katie and I didn't do a script, I don't have any notes on that one, but I have the playlist. So that is going on in the background now, and I think it's a beautiful thing with music and how it can like take you back to a certain spot, right? Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes a lot of music for me is like, wow, I overcame all of that. Or this music was there for me in these hard times, right? And I came through it, and so now I'm happy. And that is so great to experience in so many different ways. And then other times, I might just know like some history on the music. Like, this person wrote this song for his wife, and oh my God, they love each other so much, right? Like, that's fantastic. Either way, this is the playlist from the original. We called it She Tatted Bro, and we talked about some various things. Now, I just took down the episode. I didn't replay it for myself. I don't really like to listen to myself at all. So it's uncomfy for me. I don't really like my voice. And sometimes if I've had audio issues, I'm like, oh, fuck, cringe. I can't believe I put that out there. But I just get so excited. Anyway, let's get into the story time. And, I used to protect a lot of names. Some names I'm still going to, right? I think it matters if I give a fuck about you. And I don't have to protect this person. Say her name is Katie. KB, if you want to. I'm not protecting her name. Why? Because she quit being good to me. And some friends do that, right? Sometimes you have friendship breakups, and we're going to get into that on another episode, right? So stay tuned for that one. But sometimes those fucking hurt worse than any other kind of breakup, right? But I don't have to protect somebody's role in my story. I don't have to change your name because of the part you played in my story. This is my story. I got the fucking microphone. I'll put it on the permanent record if I want to. So that's that. Anyway, we're out at the local watering hole. And, it was a spot that I didn't really frequent until her. And I liked the vibe all the time. I loved some of the bartenders there. They're fantastic and a lot of fun and just kind, welcoming people. And as somebody who has gone on this interesting journey with sobriety, like, it's a fantastic place for that. I wish I was still close by to it to go there, especially with my friend Lauren. We used to have so much fun there. And anyway, we step outside. Katie's got to smoke, and sometimes I go out with her. Sometimes I wouldn't. In this particular time, I did. Maybe we had her dog, who I just adored. But either way, we step outside, and this guy, I think she knew him. I'm not for certain, but I later discover he's got a mad crush on her, right? We're outside, she's smoking, and out of nowhere, he decides to say, and grade us, which I think is fucked, right? Like, bitch, I didn't ask you. I don't care if you're a dude. I don't care if you're a girl. I don't care what gender you are or what you like. If I didn't ask you to judge me verbally out loud in front of all of these people, what is your opinion on my appearance? Like, get fucked, okay? And this dude, he's sitting there smoking, and I really want to cut this dude down. Like, I really want to describe to you what this man looks like, right? But the point is that I'm doing the exact same thing. The whole point of this, the premise of this is I didn't fucking ask him. And he wants to tell me, he starts to say exactly his opinion on Katie and his opinion on me. And he's like, you know what? You know, Katie, it's just, I just love you, and the long dark hair, it just looks so good, and, you know, it's just a vibe. And Liz, you know, I don't give a fuck about blondes, I don't care about blondes, but you know what you do have going for you? It's the tattoos. And I'm like, gee, thanks, right? Like, I did not fucking ask you. Now, fast forward, because you have to know that sometimes in some situations, I prefer to wear long sleeves. Why? Because I got 2 solid sleeves. If you know, you know. And I don't want people to always talk about them. I go to the gas station and a girl be like, oh, look, we're twinsies. We got matching lip rings. Bitch, I had this damn near 15 years or longer. I don't know. I'm old as fuck. Really? People have to comment on everything. Now, here's where that gets a little messy, because sometimes people be trying to be friends or be kind, or maybe they're having a tough day themselves, or maybe they just want to put some light in there. You know, that is cool. That is cool. The girl that says that stuff, like, maybe I needed to receive that information better, right? Like, she was super kind. 2 questions people always ask if they see your tattoos or have a tendency, right? These are highly asked questions. I don't know how to say this right, but they first asked, did it hurt? And did it cost a lot? Or, I don't know, there's more. But those in my experience, oh my gosh, did that hurt? Oh my gosh, did you spend a lot of money on those? How long did that take? Bitch, you know what? I know my tattoo guy takes real good care of me, always has. But also I'm like, this shit's beautiful. Like, you know, this shit was expensive. I do want this to be here forever. I currently have a spot on one of my flowers on my right arm. I burnt myself in the oven, and I'm fucking terrified it's going to be fucked up, right? It blistered up bad. Anyway, but people be asking that. And, you know, sometimes it could be just to make conversation and to be kind, or to, you know, give you some positive praise, or, you know, like, just, I don't know. I've said all sorts of things like that to people, like, you look super cute. And then it's like, no, actually, I'm not a lesbian. I'm not hitting on you in any fashion. I just want to spread some goodness. This dude, Fat Fuck Scott, was not doing that, okay? By openly judging us and saying his opinion, oh, like, she looks good because of the dark hair, but, you know, he can't see the tattoos. He, you know, she should put some meat on her, blah, blah, blah. That's his opinion. And then he judged us against each other. Like, bro, we fucking friends. Not anymore, but we were then. And it's like, who the fuck are you? Did I say, hey, you bald motherfucker, please tell me your opinion of me? No, look, I'm not talking shit about anybody that's bald. There's nothing wrong with the guy with the bald head, right? But my point is, if you don't want my opinion of you, you shouldn't be speaking in your opinion of me, right? Like, because I will fucking rip you apart if I want to. It's like, why? Why did you do that? I didn't ask. I wasn't there flirting with you. I didn't put myself out there, and she wasn't either, right? So I guess if you're like throwing yourself at a dude, talking to a guy, trying to hook up with him, whatever, just trying to get to know him, sure, maybe then give your opinion. But to openly give your opinion on 2 separate people who are not engaging in this conversation with you is like, get fucked. You know, I don't understand. And something about the tattoos, it's like people feel enlightened to comment on that, right? So here, like, this takes me to story time too, and I know we did not talk about this in the previous episode. Why, my friends? Because it didn't fucking happen yet. So let me elaborate on that some more, right? I'm at this bar with my girl Lauren, and this motherfucker, I swear, first of all, why do people feel so inclined to, like, touch you? Tattoos or not, I feel like dudes have a tendency to do this, and maybe girls do too. I don't know. But no, do not touch me, right? Unless I was like, hey, would you like a hug or whatever, or like, let me help you with that or something, like, don't fucking touch me. Anyway, this dude, short little fellow, I have a tendency to do that and say that. Why? Because I'm fucking tall, can't help it. I don't give a fuck if you're taller or shorter than me. If you're taller, I'm like, hey, wow, that's so cool. I'm not the tallest one in the fucking room. But this short little fellow walks up to me, and I'm like, Lauren, oh God, don't leave me here, Lauren. Like, don't go anywhere. And so Lo doesn't. She stays right there with me, and this dude grabs a hold of my arm, and I like try to retract it, except he's holding on to it. And he says, I just want to look at it. I just wanted to see if it was good work or not. I'm going to say this again. It's good fucking work, okay? My tattoo artist knows what he's doing. I hate the fact that he's not like within an hour or 2 hours of me again. Because yes, I did used to drive 2 hours one way for an all-day session with the dude. I'd do it again. Chris, if you're listening, I can't even remember. Is it Anchor Down? I think Chris is out at Anchor Down in Syracuse, Indiana. If you haven't gone and seen him, you should. Good luck getting on his schedule. Book it up while you can. Don't fuck around. It's absolutely worth every penny. Anyway, this dude is touching me. I'm trying to pull my arm back, and he's like, I just want to see if it's good work. Bro, it fucking is. I didn't ask for your opinion. He's like, oh, I'm a tattoo artist myself. And he then proceeds to tell me, I own Fallen King. And did I fucking ask? Like, I can't wrap my head around this, right? Like, that is so douchey to me. You might as well call yourself the whole fucking tool bag, because you shouldn't touch me. You shouldn't touch another person and do that. And then you want to give your, opinion on my work? I don't give a fuck if this guy is the best tattoo artist in the world. He's not my tattoo artist. I have not paid him to do the work. I didn't fucking ask. Now, if I had gone to a different tattoo artist and been like, hey, what do you think of this work? Is it good or not? Which I would not do, because I know my shit's good, right? That's different. If I said, like, tell me your professional opinion. You know whose professional opinion I give a fuck about? The guy that I pay that to do my tattoos. Why? Because with the exception of 2 random ones, I have had the one guy do all of them. And it started because I had some shit tattoos, right? Trash. And I spent a lot of time looking for the right person to cover them up. Deadass. I'm not even joking. And I can remember a time actually getting work done by Chris, and this girl was coming in about a cover up, right? Hold on, I need a drink of water. I would just be here by myself, and I get talking so fast, and then, I'm excited, and then it's like, whew, fuck, I'm thirsty. Anyway, so I am there with Chris getting I don't even know which tattoo we're doing then. Like, no joke. I think he told me, like, one time we spent like 50 hours on each arm. It's whatever. It's amazing. I love it. And, I'm biased, but I don't give a fuck. So this girl comes in, and she needs a cover up. And it was just the phrasing of what she said on the cover up. Like, she was just so concerned with getting it cheap and getting it soon. And I'm like, you think you only have one shot at the tattoo, right? That's not true. You can in some scenarios get it covered up, right? But I'm like, girl, you already have a fucked up tattoo, and now you're like gonna rush the cover up? You're gonna chance that? Like, you definitely have one fucking shot at this. It shouldn't necessarily always be the cheapest, soonest option. I'm just saying that. I mean, it's like, I feel like this relates to an ex or a relationship or something. Like, sometimes we should probably think this through, okay, girl? So anyway, I came across his work in looking for somebody to do a couple cover-ups for me, right? Like, the one hip piece I have, the wrist piece, it's started as a cover-up, and I loved his work and his ability to fix that. So it's like, of course, I'm going to just go to the same person. But when I say, whose opinion I give a fuck about, and it's his, he joked with me one time, and he was like, about how much trust I've put in him. Like, he did a piece on my inner bicep. Is that, yeah, I think so. My inner right arm, right? Like that area right there. And I just want him to choose it, right? I just had him choose it. He picked it out. Like, he can have creative control of an entire fucking leg. I don't care. I trust that it's going to be legit and it's going to be good. And that is a lot more trust that I've put into pretty much every relationship I've ever had. So that speaks volumes, right? And to the point where when I was on a FEMA deployment, I I wanted to get a random tattoo, and I texted him, and I was like, bro, is this cheating on you? Because I just got to make sure you're good with it. And he's like, yeah, you're good. Like, go ahead. But I'm just also like, whoa, that's so weird because that is risky, right? And luckily it was a small one, and it wasn't, an undisclosed, you know what? It's on my fucking ass, okay? And I'm just like, well, I know the dude could fix it if it's fucked up, okay? But we didn't have to do that, luckily. But either way, my point is, like, I cared about his opinion. I care about his opinion when it comes to art and tattoos and all sorts of things. And not this random ass dude who just wants to grab a hold of me and like turn my arm. That's not the first or last time that's happened. But I'm also like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, just step back, right? Maybe if you really wanted to see it, you'd be like, hey, could I take a look, right? I've had girls in restaurants be like, can I take a picture of that? And I'm like, oh, like, okay, sure. And them just be like, I just love it so much. I want to show my friend or my girlfriend or my whoever. And I'm like, wow, I don't know what to do. Like, should I flex right now? Or like, can I just finish eating this chicken wing? Like, what? But people do that. You know what? That's fine. I would much rather you ask than just grab a hold and twist my arm. I'm going to be like, bro, what the fuck? I'm a little bit reformed from the Lizzie 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, but I will still put your face against the toilet tank, like, boom. That's a different episode, friends. Like, we can't even get into that today. But the thing is, it's not just people in person. Like, there are people that have been creepy with me about tattoos on like TikTok Live, right? You go in TikTok Live and all of a sudden you're like, I need my friends to be in on this live with me to help moderate these comments, because they be like over and over again, stand up, let me see this or not. And I'm like, I know it's good, but like, you need to not be inappropriate about it, okay? Like, just hold on a second. It just baffles me, because I will not say that to the people. And sometimes I wonder then, because like I said, I'll try to cover stuff up. Like, I'm like, man, I can't wait till it's long sleeve shirt season, because then nobody's going to say nothing. And then at the same time, I'm like, man, I love when it's like time to not be in hoodie season and like, look at these beautiful tattoos. Like, I can't remember what my arm looked like without solid coloring on it, It's like, but if I wear the tattoo or the hoodie that says like, I got really cool tattoos underneath here, but I'm cold. Like, is it like inciting people to say something? Like, I don't know. I feel like I just shouldn't have to question that, What I did question, Katie and I talked about this on the original episode. I'm pretty sure like we talked about it, just winging it, is we're talking about like, what's everybody's opinion on like trashy tattoos versus good quality work, right? And does that give a person rationale or reason to ask about stuff, or be like, what's the story, or what's this mean? Like, if you see something good versus you see something shit. And I don't think so. Like, some of my tattoos have a lot of meaning, other ones do not, right? And one thing we did talk about, and I still wonder, I didn't get a lot of feedback from people on this, but I still wonder how people feel about, is there an age limit on getting tattoos, right? Like, I'm talking like 40, 50, 60. I'm sure that like when it comes to getting one, there's different things as far as healing that happens. But what do you think, as the listener of this episode, what do you think is, like, is there a time frame of life that a person would stop? Because I know, like, while I got a few when I was younger, I then covered them up later, and I feel like, bro, I am not finished getting tattoos. I said tats for Chris. Chris, like I said, is my tattoo guy. And, bro, he had this girl. I can't even remember the full post, but she is like asking him for some work. And she's like, I think she wanted food also. I don't know. If he's listening, I still think he should hop in on an episode sometime. But she kept offering, I don't know. I think she wanted just like she was willing to pay like $200 maybe. I don't know. My memory is so bad on this. But anyway, it was the way she kept saying tats that just drove me fucking nuts. Sometimes the verbiage is weird for me. And maybe that's like completely normal. Like, I know with some people will be really specific about certain terminology and it like dates you, right? Kind of like certain paint colors on vehicles. It's just like, that's a dead giveaway for the fucking 90s. So maybe the tats was the cool thing, but I just can't say it. Like, I really just tried there to say it, and I can't. Like, I don't know. even like being like she tatted, like that's weird. But yeah, we're tatted here. I don't know. Now my grandma, God bless her, I miss her so much. She never had any tattoos, and I really wanted her to get one because she actually didn't have a belly button. And I was like, come on, Susie, that'd be so cool to get like a button. And I picture this as like red button with like 4 little tiny holes in it. And like I said, like get some thread slipping out of it. Like, and she, oh, Elizabeth, like she just thought I was just so ridiculous. But I was like, come on, like that would be so funny. I used to see people like grandmas and moms and daughters, and they'll get stuff. Sisters get matching things together. I have my sister's thumbprint on me, you know, but like, I don't know. I wonder if that tattoo idea changes like through the generations. Like if you're a grandma going to get one with your daughter and granddaughter, then maybe there is no age limit. I don't personally, I can't come up with one, and it's not something I've researched, but you know, maybe that's where some of the trashiness comes in, right? You know, because it's all perspective, right? I still don't think if you think something is like not well done, it's not up to you, and you don't get to say anything about it. Like, no, unless somebody asks you, right? Which is most likely just not going to be until like a tattoo consultation, right? I don't know. That's just my opinion, and I could probably ramble on that for too long, but I just wanted to revisit a couple of these things, a couple of these story times, and just kind of add to it. And I want to keep this as an open conversation, right? But I want to wipe out any episodes I've done with people I don't give a fuck about anymore. So stay tuned. I'm going to drop some more on that. And if you're somebody that wants to join in an episode, please, I want more guests. Let me know. But if it's going to be like how Katie treated me like shit later, then, you know, I'm not really into that. I've been kind of screening people a little more carefully, and it's, yeah, I'm not here to record content that I really feel passionate about with people who are fucks, right? So it's like, give me all the guests, but like, please don't be a douchebag, right? It's like, this is Suicide Prevention Month, and I want to be able to bring awareness and talk about a lot of things across the board, right? It's just not just superficial things, and not just dating wise, and not just, I feel like I got pro tips on that, but I mean, really, do I have a good track record to say that? I don't know. But, you know, I want to make sure that we're able to put out some good content on some topics that really matter to me, and, you know, that matter to you guys, the listeners as well. Like the people on the Patreon who be saying like, this is what I want to hear. And, you know, I want to make sure we're doing good by our sponsor, like Native Blend Clothing, when they're really, really there, and, you know, keep trying to create a stronger focus for the importance of mental health, right? Like that's something they talk about openly on their website, and Native Blend has done some really great merch for us, and I want to make sure that I'm promoting that in a good way, and not with people who are like temporary in my life, you know? I didn't see Katie as somebody that was temporary, but stay tuned on that. We're gonna have an episode here soon, and we're gonna talk about friendship breakups and how that works when you're young, how that works when you're old. And if that's an episode you want to get on and get with me about, make sure you send me a message. Hop on the Calendly. I don't know how you fucking say that, but you can book with me right through there directly. The link is all in the bio. It's in the link tree. You know, it's all in the things, right? Go follow the socials. You're going to find me there as That Podcast Girl, because I'm That Podcast Girl. And I just want to say this episode is for all of those that we have lost due to suicide. You know, they I've read some comments before about like having a failed suicide attempt, and some people have really trashed that. We're going to get into that more in depth too on another episode, and I'm gonna have to brace myself for that, right? But we're going to get into that more. And the reality is, if you have attempted, or you're attempting or anything, I want you to fail at it, because I want you to stay. And so, as always, this episode and any other episode of the Sweet and Savage podcast is for those people that we've lost way too fucking soon, and that I wish were here. So, it's your girl, That Podcast Girl. Go follow her on all the socials and join me sometime, you know? Let's do this together. We're going to close it out with this song, Tattoos, and pay a little bit of tribute to my very first TikTok I ever made. This was the song that I had with it. Don't ask me how I remember that. I just remember all sorts of weird shit. Thanks, guys, for listening. You know where to find me.
That's a freak, fuck the innocence. Hair done, nails done, damn, she a bad girl. Tax on the neck, and I love when the ass twirl. Damn, now let me focus, cause I'm on a nigga. She got her heels on, check out her stomach figure. 5-star bitch, with an attitude. I love them girls with tattoos. I like them girls with tattoos.